Hi, my name is Yasmin Granville, and I'd like to welcome everyone to this wonderful workshop today. It's on a leadership mindset.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a leader in your project team, in your company, in your family, in your profession? I learned my first big leadership lessons in the trenches of a construction site, and I will share experiences that have empowered me to recognize and overcome life and work challenges that hold many people back from attaining their goals and their leadership potential. Leadership is a frame of mind. It's not a course that you take to learn about it. It's a realization that you are in control of your own situation. You are there to contribute in the best way possible to create the best possible outcome. And the advantage of rethinking your role as a leader is that leadership is the best way to be all you can be. Our role as a leader is to awaken the possibility in other people, to help others shine, flourish, grow. So 5 myths of leadership, and here's my bridge that's not over water. So 1, you must have the title to be the leader. Nope, that's not true. That's a myth. 2, a leader must know all the answers. You know what? They don't. They don't need to. That's a myth. 3, a leader must make all the decisions. Nope, that's also a myth. 4, a leader must be chosen to be the leader. Nope, that's not true. We individually can choose to take on a leadership role. And number 5 is there's only one leader, and nope, there's a lot of leaders, even on a team. And this reality that we each can be a leader within the same team allows us more opportunities to be a leader. So none of these are true. That's why they're myths, but people believe them to be true. And this holds us back from stepping into those leadership shoes. So let's dig into inclusiveness and how organizations are changing and adapting. Just like how we're adapting our infrastructure to deliver service in a changing climate, organizations are also adapting to an increased priority for inclusiveness and diversity. So I'm bringing you this concept from a book called Inclusify, The Power of Uniqueness and Belonging to Build Innovative Teams by Stephanie Johnson. The book introduces 6 archetypes that highlight the subtle ways in which leaders miss out on uniqueness and belonging. So this is when we create an inclusive environment, and you might hear inclusivity and diversity, you might hear inclusiveness and diversity, you might hear I and D. This is one of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, is removing the inequalities. So how do we come together? Inclusiveness, so belonging and uniqueness. There is one of the archetypes is a meritocracy manager. Now I've got different ones up here in a slightly different order, so I'll plop them up here. So we have those that are connected to belonging. We have what's called the culture crusader, the meritocracy manager, and the team player. That's the being together part. And then we have on the uniqueness side, the white knight, the shepherd, and then the optimist that kind of borders both sides. And so the approach here is to how do you become an inclusifier where you're embracing both the belonging and the uniqueness. So the meritocracy manager wants to hire the best people for the job, but does little to appreciate the unique qualities of his or her employees or help them feel that they belong on the same team. So that's one style. Culture crusader, another archetype, focuses on creating a team of like-minded people and ends up foregoing the benefits of incorporating different thoughts, perspectives, and backgrounds. So the culture crusader is missing out on that uniqueness factor. Team player is a subset of culture crusader who works so hard to assimilate with the group that they lose touch with the value of their own and others' diverse perspectives and add to the team dynamic. So these first 3 focus on belonging, but miss out on the opportunity for uniqueness. The next tip is to, in your recruitment practices, try recruiting from diverse networks, ensure diverse slates of candidates, and using anonymous assessments in your initial screening. Leadership is a team sport. It requires trust, instinct, and good communication. And on the ground, in your office, in a client meeting, remember that leadership is more than knowing the facts of your presentation. It's about connecting with your team and your audience, delivering your message, and advancing the important work. Subtle acts of exclusion, they are subtle. They are acts because they're things that people say and do, and they serve to exclude even though that's not what they intended to do. Even the compliment of "you're so professional" could be received as a subtle act of exclusion. You could be trying to be curious, where are you really from? And that could be perceived as a subtle act of exclusion. So again, just want to be clear that these concepts around the subtle acts of exclusion and the microaggressions, it's a learning opportunity. It's a continuous improvement, and to become more aware of how our language could in fact be opposed to our desire to be creating an inclusive environment. Leadership is practiced not so much in words as in attitude and in actions. So find an opportunity, and any opportunity, to practice leadership. Try on your leadership frame of mind. Step up to do something that needs doing. Identify an opening and take it. The world needs more leaders. Be prepared for when your opportunity presents itself. Be brave, be curious, be open to receiving feedback, inspire, lead, succeed. And I would say that it's my favorite out of the list of 5. Don't splash others. It really is a strong reminder that we're there for the long term, and that we need to be careful along the way. And so don't splash others. So I know where to go. I'm smart. Walk so that others can follow. When I say follow me, don't say stop following me, and don't splash others. Brainstorm how you can apply a leadership frame of mind, and you can talk about anything that you were inspired by in the presentation. You can look at these 3 questions, and you can start with, what's holding you back now, if anything? What do you need to let go of in order to move forward? And then, as you get over this barrier, if there is anything holding you back, what can you do next in leadership?
The truth about it is, too, race is a big issue here in Canada, and we have this subtle racism. So it's like we don't mind certain people of color, doing, minimal jobs or administrative roles. But the minute it comes into anything that looks like supervisory or leadership, it's like we're told that we're not supposed to do it. Or like Madeline said, we need permission to. But that's really been challenging, knowing that you have so much to bring to the table. You went to school to get all your credentials, you graduated at the top of your class, and you're still only supposed to be a secretary.
I realized how many good ideas I can bring here. And even though I come from a developing country, there are many challenges, situations that can also overcome here, like in communities that are underserved as well here in Canada, or Indigenous people as well. So I started to motivate myself, and I can catch, and I sparked my attention when I heard Darla, when she said, like, it's part to motivate ourselves and our team, to continue and to achieve our goals.
If you don't take a risk, if you don't do something, well, what are going to be the consequences? Everyone thinks about the consequences of, if I do this, I'm going to feel rejected, I'm going to, feel bad and what have you. But what if you don't do it? What are you going to risk?
What are some things that get in the way? And some people have their inside talk that says, we're to this, we're to that, whether it's, some kind of an anxiety disorder, or whether it's, we don't have enough money, or we don't have enough education. All that self-talk, is one of the people in our group said, let it go. Just let it go. It's just talk. It isn't real. And then the last thing we talked about is stepping into leadership, is be that leader and be mission purpose, to be a leader from within around a purpose. And then the last thing, which was a subset of that, is to help other people shine. Be the leader and help other people shine.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that I've been able to inspire you to be brave, right? Be a bit more courageous when it comes to seeing those opportunities to practice leadership, and be okay with the fact that you're going to learn something, right? Whether it goes well, you're going to learn something. If it doesn't go so well, you're going to learn something, and then be able to bring that experience with you the next time.
How I'm feeling now? Motivated.
Excited to see the passions that within the group, having that, I think that is very encouraging.
My mind is much clearer now.
This has been really useful, and I think we need more of this.
Definitely hopeful and has had added some clarity, and I definitely second we need more of these. Thank you.
We need this kind of dialogue, to find allies who we work with, allies who we can talk to, listen to your stories. You, Julia, and Petra, and Jeffrey, and we're in the breakout room. And they shared some personal stories that had a lot of meaning, right? And I learned a lot. Thank you so much. So thank you, Darla. Do it again, please. And we want more of you.